Welcome to day 2 of the 3rd annual member convening of the Societies Consortium. This is our 2nd virtual convening. It's hard to believe, but it's great to see all of you. I'm Shirley Malcom, Senior Advisor and Director of Sea Change at the American Association for the Advancement of Science. I am also co-vice chair, along with Andrew Black, of the Societies Consortium Executive Committee. AAAS shares that slot. Today is the day we focus on doing, or as Jamie would say, when the rubber meets the road. How do we turn our commitment and our understanding, all of those good things that we talked about on yesterday, how do we turn these into action so that we can affect change in the climate and culture in STEM? Change that leads to inclusion and equity within our fields and in the places where the work in our fields is done. Change that produces a better place for everyone, people of all genders, and all genders intersecting racial identities. I'm willing to admit that sometimes I get discouraged when I read about abuses, and it seems like things haven't changed. And unfortunately, they keep coming. I read articles last week of faculty who abused their positions and somehow nothing happened to them. But when I try to dig myself out of that funk, I realized that together, the Societies Consortium is a powerful force for change. And that is our focus today. Using the levers that we have to drive culture and climate change. Our strength is that we do not take these challenges on alone. Together, we can address the problems of practice. We can learn from each other. We can solve the things that can otherwise seem intractable. We can look for bold new solutions offered from among our member organizations. We came together originally because we knew that we were stronger together, that we could support each other's work as members of the consortium, as well as within our individual societies. This is hard work. Please listen to my saying that this is hard work. But sharing the load, we can begin to realize the kind of change we know is needed. The intersectional work is particularly challenging. I told the story on yesterday of the original meeting of the Double Bind group in 1975. Yes, that's more than 45 years. And we're still dealing with a lot of the issues. But we're dealing with them together. And I think that this is something that gives me hope about our ability to move forward. So in the sessions where we look for solutions and we look for addressing the problems that come with practice, actually implementation, we do it together. So I will turn now to start our day to Jamie Lewis Keith, who will set us up for our work ahead. Jamie?
Thank you, Shirley. And I'm really excited to welcome everyone back to day 2 of this convening. Day 1 takeaways, details on ASAE CAE credit for the convening, and a participation guide on conduct norms are linked to your attendee materials. And please remember to follow the inclusive conduct norms that are on this slide in the participation guide. Contacts for tech issues and conduct concerns are here and at the top of your attendee materials. So today's overarching theme is how we engage the consortium community to help get us to our vision of climate and culture change in STEM, as Shirley was just speaking to. Day 2 has 2 main parts, followed by the convening closing, and we hope you'll stay to provide some very important input, not just on the convening, but on the work going forward. In the first part of the day, there are 2 plenary sessions. The first plenary is for learning about levers for group-driven field climate and culture change. Then, building on the plenary panel from day 1, the second plenary is on society, self, and field assessment, creating metrics, taking meaningful action, and tracking impact to enhance outcomes wherever your society is on the journey to inclusion, and recognizing that every society is in a different place. There's a short break after the 2 plenaries, but be sure to take a break whenever you need it this afternoon, because we have a fairly packed schedule, so just take a break when you need it. In the second part of the day, there are 2 40-minute breakout segments, and then a quick whole group check-in before the third and final breakout segment. In each of the first 2 breakout segments, and I'm going to give you an overview, but we will revisit some of the high points right before you go into the sessions. You will be able to explore 2 different problems of practice that you have chosen during registration from among a menu of 4. These problems of practice concern barriers to inclusion and equity that members have elevated as high priorities for their own society's work back home. You will expansively consider the dimensions, challenges, and impacts of your chosen problems of practice as you experience them at your society. Your ultimate goal in these first 2 breakouts is to identify aspects of the problems that are shared across the group, because that's where engaging the consortium community can ease the burden and facilitate solutions together. In the 10-minute plenary that will follow the first 2 breakouts, you will hear about the chat capacity that the consortium is creating for members, and you'll prepare for the third and final breakout. The third breakout, to accommodate a range of member preferences on how you'd like to engage the consortium community going forward, you will be able to choose one of 2 options. The first option is a breakout that will explore the potential of problems of practice support teams, POPS teams, focused on your top problem of practice. This isn't a commitment to join a POPS team, it's just an exploration. POPS teams are for members that are interested in getting together with other members that are facing the same problem of practice in their current or planned climate change work back home. Team members will focus on that problem of practice and ease each other's burdens by sharing experience and ideas for problem solving. POPS teams are flexible, and the societies in each one will decide for themselves how and when they engage, with the consortium providing some options that we will support, as well as providing some guidance. POPS teams will also get dedicated chat locations to facilitate their POPS team-related communications, in addition to the all members chat location that we'll be offering to everyone. Different people from the same society may participate in different POPS teams if they'd like. POPS teams will be available to more than just the society's official consortium representative, so that the people who are actually doing the work at your society can engage. If you are sure that you don't want to even explore a POPS team, you'll have the option to join an open discussion on any problems of practice or other consortium-related topic of your choosing, and to provide input on the chat capacity that will be available to all members. We hope that POPS teams will help you make the most of the consortium community to support your society's work back home. But whether you choose to participate in a POPS team or not, be assured that we will share the good ideas that come from POPS teams with the full membership, so everyone will benefit. To facilitate enhanced member engagement and support all members in 2022, whether or not you join a POPS team, the consortium will offer a general chat platform for all members to engage on any consortium-related issue whenever they want to. We'll also offer hot topics webinars on the top 3 actual problems of practice to be determined based on all member polling that we're going to do at the end of this convening and at the all members end of year meeting. And we will reserve a few hot topics webinars for other topics of interest to our members or things that come up during the year. Members will have a chance to identify and rank their top problems of practice again each year to guide our focus on supporting members' efforts on implementation and action. We also will continue to offer brown bag general discussion breakouts with EdCounsel general office time for all interested members as we do now. But if you choose to join a POPs team, the consortium will schedule brown bag dedicated topical breakouts with extended EdCounsel office time for guidance to POPs teams that are focused on the top 3 member ranked problems of practice. And we will also offer to schedule brown bag topical breakouts for members forming any other POPs teams, which will be able to also access EdCounsel general office time. We will have time for questions about any of this during the 10-minute plenary after the first 2 breakouts today. So